Before we begin, we gotta have a little chat here. So I am very well aware now that the OP will be within this episode and going forward for the season. They definitely have one, so not a season one type of thing. I've been advised by one of you to be wary. Tons of spoilers within it. And then I've also seen a bunch of people on like Twitter and things saying they really spoiled a lot of things. Now, I don't know if that means the entire OP is just full of things that the moment you see them, it's like, okay, you know this is going to happen. Or if it's things where like, if you know, you know, or like if you really pay attention, you can start connecting the dots and things. I have no idea. And I would like you guys to be the ones who basically tell me that. I was going to watch it, and then I had a friend kind of watch it for me, and he told me, yeah, probably don't watch it. So I'm going to not do it actually this episode. And also my reason for that is I'm uncertain of where we're going with this season, if that makes sense. We had a pretty nice wrap up from what came with the previous core, and here we are almost like transition stage into what comes next. And I feel we can take a variety of directions for what they decide to do to keep this story and the momentum of it kind of pushing forward. And I have a few ideas and things that I would assume would likely happen. And if any of those things are kind of true, or if any of them just end up occurring at some point, it would be likely exposed because they would have to do it within the OP. And I make that connection simply because so many people say that there's things that are spoiling it. I just am a little concerned at that point that I'm going to either lose some shock value, or it's going to like reveal a lot of things that are to really come that I just don't want to end up seeing. So I'm making that decision, and we're definitely going to avoid it. The same thing's going to happen with the ED, which I'm assuming there's an ED. I actually don't know. And I would like you guys to also tell me if I can or can't watch that. I'm not also going to sit here and put my head down and just listen to the music or anything. I'm just going to skip straight through them, just so I don't also have to even see glimpses of them when I end up editing when it comes, just to be safe. And then going into the next episode, hopefully you guys can help me out and let me know what you think. Can I watch it? Can I not? What do you recommend? I do personally want to kind of avoid spoilers at all costs, but if it's one of those like you have to know, or you really have to pay attention to like understand without being spoiled, I'm plenty okay watching it because I really don't be paying too much attention and I miss so many things within the openings. But if it just starts like revealing like say new locations or like new characters or characters that we've seen before returning, or things that are to occur at some point like that, I would rather not end up seeing them, is kind of where I'm at. Also, like, let me know if there's like a certain episode that we're going to end up getting to here that you think at a certain point, and then afterwards I can watch the OP. Let me know, and then we can like go from there, like similar to like if anybody's watched Hunter x Hunter when they have the Chimera Ant arc, you know, like some people like to not watch it until after the reveal of the king and everything, so that, you know, you don't get spoiled, because the entire OP spoils like the cast of characters and designs and stuff of a lot of people that don't actually show up for like many episodes later. So if it's like one of those types of situations, let me know, and we got maybe like 5 episodes or something, then I can. But if it's one of those things, maybe just skip it for the whole season. I'll skip it for the whole season. I really don't care. I can go back and listen on my own time. It's always going to be there, right? Regardless if it's here for the experience. But I do not like when they kind of introduce spoilers and do things within the OPs. So it's rather unfortunate that they're doing this. So yeah, would really appreciate some cooperation there. And we're just going to kind of skip things, I think, for now. It seems more so right the more I thought about it, for what the direction is that we should go here. Also, please just refrain from making any references to a lot of the things within the OP in the comments. Also, if you do see somebody making those references, I actually don't know what you have capabilities of doing, but or just tell them to delete it or something, and hopefully they can delete it before I end up seeing it. That would also be really nice, because we had some people, especially with the show in the previous core, spoiling a lot of stuff that happened in that core, and I had to kind of go through and delete some comments each episode, which was a bit unfortunate. So yeah, try and help out, I think, if you can, if you end up seeing that. Now, where we are now, we got a home. Everything seems good and well. I don't actually know what's what's the direction that we take now? I'm assuming just more home life with Sylphie. We did mention the idea of either teaming back up with Paul or reaching out to him, and we were talking to him. I do know, I'm well aware from the PV images here, that it seems like Aisha and what's the other girl's name? Norn? I think Norn's the name. If I got those wrong, I'm sorry. I believe both of them were in it, so I'm assuming we probably end up contacting Paul at some point and bringing them to us. And now that we have a home and a place that's settled for that, now would probably be an appropriate time to get into that, which would be pretty nice, I guess. So I really don't know much more to expect if that's what's going to happen. If that's not what's going to happen, what's to come. And yeah, I guess I'm excited to figure out and see more of Sylphie and Rudy kind of just live their lives together. Oh, we have a marriage, like wedding reception and stuff, so we're prepping for that. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, we are. We're doing that. That was literally, that's the title of the episode, I think. So we got that going on too. Okay, cool. So we'll get into that. Excited. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you like it all, like and subscribe. They mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave me comments with this episode or series. Let's get going though with episode 14. And we moved in fast. Cool. That would also make sense for ways to get others back involved here. Okay. The boys, the whole squad, everybody from last season, right? Okay. Doesn't mean they're all gonna show up, but... I hope he shows up. I miss him. I hope he shows up. You might as well extend the invite. I think she would too. It's always a scary thing. Yeah, there you got a few that you can trust. He did do that. If Cliff's coming, she probably will. I'm assuming she's lurking around, right? Some sexual lesson for sure. There's no other way. Yeah. It's daytime. Oh. Been wearing the same thing for a while. No, please no. No. What the fuck is this? What is this? Neither. The old one. Yeah, let's keep it a bit more simple. Cool. Oh. Yeah. What is that? Ah, yeah. Yeah, I don't really associate with him though. Well, it worked though. use somebody's name who you're not too friendly with for a discount. That's fantastic. That's a dope bath. What's a empty home, right? You gotta fill that up. Would be the point if I leave Sylphie. I was like, I don't want a real job. Damn, his hair really did get long. What the fuck? Perfect. A match then. It's time. Settle down, bro. Valid. Nanahoshi showed up. Nice. I hope whatever her name shows up too. The demon lady. Awesome. Help you with some home stuff. Awesome. Well, at least he makes the effort though, right? Wow.
て宣言いたしますが、私ルーデウスとこちら。
My boy! Did you bring your woman? I would like
バーディーガーディ遅刻ですわよ。
interrupted.
我が種族においては王族は会合の際には度肝を抜くタイミングで登場して場をかき乱すべしと決まっておるのでな。
I respect you. But also, in the middle of the speech, bro, you can't do that.
私ルーデウスとこちらシルフエットは結婚します。
Congratulations.
まだ逆会ゆえ至らない点もあるかと思いますが、そこは助け合って、
いかんな。
just in life, you know?
お腹をしている。
That's fine, dude.
他人行儀な言葉はやめるがよい。貴様らは愛し合ってそれをここにいる全員に認めてもらいたいのである。
That's all you need to express. Nobody said anything, they're just looking at you. What a guy. What a lad, you know? I appreciate him.
シルフィーとやっていく。何かあったら力になってくれ。よろしく。
よし、若き二人の行く末に乾杯である。
Let's go! It's fucked up. I love all the connections and everything we have between all these characters too, you know? Like, it makes perfect sense that these are all important people to us when they're invited, you know? It feels like it fits. Yeah, when I need the time off, you know? Nice and mature, I love that. Help me get this sick coat, so I might as well. You got for us, Julie. How polite of you. Yeah.
ありがとう、ザナバ。
奥方様、師匠の伴侶を男と見間違う。
You aren't the only one, you know.
開けてください。ルディだって間違えてたんだからしょうがないです。
I thought he was gay.
恥ずかしながら、俺も男だと間違えている。
But that was okay. He was fine with that.
察するのが礼儀やのか？お行儀が悪いの。
お前も食いながらじゃないか。
二人とも来てくれてありがとう。それにしても、まさかボスとフィッツが結婚とはにゃ。フィッツはやっぱり女だったの。
Did you?
匂いでそうじゃないかと思ってたの。おめでとう。
ありがとう。
七星さん、一つ聞いていい？何かしら？前にルディと七星さんが同郷って言ってたよね。あれってどういう？
Same homeland. Oh, yeah, that's kind of hard to explain, huh? Not now? Maybe we'll talk about that later?
言語を扱えたから勘違いしただけ。
Okay, there you go. Nice job.
永久の繁栄を与えたまえ。
Thank you, Cliff.
僕にできるノリとだ。君たちの結婚を祝福しよう。
Thanks,
あり
buddy.
がとうございます。
ルーです。よかったですわね。病気が治って。もう少し早く報告してくれてもよろしかったのですわよ。
報告したら本当かどうか確かめて差し上げますわとか言って襲ったでしょ。
まさか前にも言ったでしょ。私パウロの娘になるつもりはございませんのよ。
I'm no relation to him.
心よりお祝い。
Wow.
ごめんなさい。私としたことが。
Not a reaction I was expecting.
エリナリーゼさんって僕のおばあちゃんですか？
Huh?
お父さんが言ってました。僕のおばあちゃんはパウロさんの仲間だった。
I guess that would explain the reaction. Are you not allowed to reveal it? I mean, they have the similar pendants and everything too, right?
で、お父さんは大森林を追われ、結婚にも反対されたと聞きました。
So this is what you wanted to ask her. It wasn't what I thought.
急に、
二人が肉親。そういえばシルフィーの作ってくれたペンダントとエ
Yep.
リナリーゼのペンダントが同じものだったな。言われてみれば顔立ちも似ている。
クリフ先輩。
なんだ？
エリナリーゼさんを2階の適当な部屋で休ませてあげてください。
こんなですけど、 ロールズは普通の子ですのよ。もちろんその子供のシルフィーも。だから
心配しないでください。エリナリーゼさんが原因でシルフィーと別れたりはしませんから。
でも
そんなことより大嫌いなパウロ
I was
の
thinking
ことを心
Doesn't that go against everything you just said?
面白いことを言いますのね。
No, it's a great time for it. I gotta think about that. I'm not remembering or on the same page, I think, with that. Like her reassuring and saying all that. I'll talk about it later. I'll think about it.
それと今度ここのお風呂入
Yeah,
ってきていい？
it's pretty nice.
マスタ
Why doesn't everyone just move in?
少々今日が乗りすぎたようですな。
見事もあろうものが軟弱であるな。
クリフさん、おばあ
Don't say that. Yeah, just call her
エリ
name.
ア
Call
リ
her
ーゼさんと話したいんだけどいいかな？
name. Overwhelm her.
大丈夫
ならちょうどいい。
How come? What are you
少
gonna
々お
say?
時間をいただけますか？
What's happening?
ルークと決闘していただけませんか？魔術なし剣と剣での勝負を。ご安心を。ただの戯れです
What's your
無礼
reason?
ですか。
Yeah, but why?
なら
And I'd rather not do it.
こんな試合が何になるというのだろうか。
何か気に障ることをしましたか。
いいえ、もちろん断ってもらっても結構です。
Can you explain why though?
できればお願いいたします。
What are you trying to see? Trying to see if it's somebody worthy of kind of being around and helping and protecting of Sylphie? Or am I well off?
始め。
Well,
終わりです。
そこまで。
nice and simple, but that's fuck. Oh.
エルモは
大丈夫ですか。
Yeah, but he's pissed.
シルフィーのことをよろしく頼む。
それはもちろん。
So that's all I think it
決
was.
闘した理由をもう少し説明していただく。
Just make sure you were worthy of it, strong enough, comfortable handing over.
リーが好きで
Yeah.
す。
Okay.
生死を共にした仲間だからこそ思うところがあります。
Mm-hmm.
今回の決闘は私たちの意地だと思ってください。
Don't want to hand it over to
シ
somebody
ル
that
フ
they
ィーを
can't
任せる
trust.
に足るか腕試しをされ
Yeah.
たということなのだろうな。
That makes perfect sense. I wish you explained that earlier, but
なるか死ぬか二つに一つ。
mm,
それが私の義務です。しかしシルフィーには付き合う義務はありません。
doing it all
彼
willingly.
女は王族でも貴族でもなく、
Mm-hmm.
転移事件をきっかけに護衛についてくれただけ。私は彼女に甘えるのをやめ、シルフィーは自分の道を行くべき時期なのです。
But you still care for her at the end of the day.
私たちについてくるという考えは自然と消えていくはずです。
Mm-hmm.
でも、もしそう思わなかったら、あなたがきちんと止めてあげてください。
どうだろうか。
Hmm.
もしあなたがシルフィーを大切にしていなければ、私たちは彼女を取り返します。
This is like a prolonged way of like saying if you make her cry, I'll fucking they'll hurt you or something. You know what I mean? It's like the prolonged version of that. Hey, you fuck up or do anything wrong, we're gonna come for you, buddy. I really love the background there.
アリエル様は
You have a good
今は完璧にな
conversation.
ったよ。
ルークがルーデンスにいきなり決闘を申し込んだんだ。
Okay, you don't need to
さす
explain
がルー
that.
デンス
Okay,
だな。
well, thanks,
難
bud.
なく勝利さ。
Thanks, buddy.
そっか。
She knows what it's for. Okay.
まあこっちはそんな感じとして、そちらの話は終わりましたか。
Can you call her grandma now? Welcome to the family.
呪いと本来の性格でもってトラブルが絶えなかった。故に子供を産んでも自分の名前は明かさず、もう正体は明かすまいと考えていたそうだ。
Mm-hmm.
結局幸せそうなシルフィーを見て感極まってしまったようだ。
Yeah, of course.
ルーデンス、リーゼのことなんだが、正直彼女は僕が思っていた人とは違った。
で、
さすがに幻滅。
Yeah. Finally catching on. He doesn't care
リー
though.
ゼは想像以上に非常深くか弱い人だ。呪いは絶対に僕が直す。
He's cool. I like him.
確実性を上げるためにも君に手伝ってほしい。
あんな話を聞いて 幻滅したりとかはしないんですね。
Funny that it just reaffirmed his
する
love.
わけないだろう。何言ってるんだ。僕はミリス信徒だ。相手の事情がどうであろうと、僕の理想と違おうと、僕には僕を愛してくれる一人の女性を幸せにする義務がある。何より僕は彼女を愛しているからな。っていうか、僕とお前は友達だろ。敬語はやめろ。
嫌です。
Gonna be on edge, brother. Never be too sad.
髪を伸ばそうと思うんだ。
I like your short hair
そう
though.
でしょうか。
なんで敬語になるの？もう髪の色も緑じゃないし、ルディにずっと好きでいてもらえるように頑張らないとね。
なんだそのセリフ。泣けてくるんだけど。俺も嫌われないように努力しないとな。
シルフィー、今日はお疲れ様。
ルディもお疲れ様。
And the happy couple goes to rest. Nice. Something I'm always surprised with, and I don't know why I still am, with this show, just based on how season 2, the first quarter is gone, was how slow we can make an episode. Like, extremely slow, but at the same time, like, it just feels right. It feels good. It, like, it's very immersive. The environment that you're kind of put into, it kind of just like sucks you in almost. And it's, I don't know, it's so weird. It's something I feel like a lot of shows actually struggle with. Like, they really do. So it's awesome when you get something like this and it's able to do that, to turn such a simple episode. But at the same time, it's not even a simple episode. Well, nothing happens. And that's wrong to say, so don't jump on me for saying that. But in the like bigger picture of things, like nothing really happens. But there's a lot of like symbolism and a lot of connections and things that you can kind of make for growth of characters, for development, for future things to come, for things that are just kind of been brewing for a while, right? That really happened. And I know when I keep saying nothing happened, I mean, there were plenty of reveals and things, of course, that came in before an episode that's stuck at the same location for, 18 minutes or something. Like, it manages to do a whole lot while doing a whole lot of nothing. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I absolutely, I don't know, I think it was fantastic. Well, there's a lot of stuff I got to ask and question regarding the Elena Lise and Sylphie stuff. The big thing, I think, for me on this episode is growth. The growth that has come specifically from Rudy. And maybe it's not even, maybe growth isn't the right word, but maybe it's change. Maybe it's just showcasing of the different scenarios and places he's been and how, and maybe that is growth that we can attribute all this to. Going from the person who was locked away in his room, picked on, bullied by plenty of others over the years, right? Who didn't really have nothing, kind of alone, resentful to others at points, right? To now being somebody who, instead of shunning everybody away, right, closing himself off, is opening his home up to other people, bringing them in. I think that's fucking awesome. Having plenty of these people, right? You can openly invite all these people that have greatly changed your life for the better, who have impacted you or influenced, or it's been beneficial for you to have them within your life, whether you have helped them or they have helped you in some sort of way, the smallest things possible, or even something very large, but just being involved in some sort of way and having that sort of connection and relation to these people now, that you feel comfortable enough to let them into a safe space for you, that you let them into a safe space of allowing them info, allowing them to be revealed the information of who you are related to, right? By related to, I mean married, who you are marrying now, the person that you love, the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, right? This person who is more important to you than absolutely everybody else here. And you're allowing all these other people into that world and letting you know and getting close to that person. And I think that's fucking sick. I think we develop so much, and that's why this is such like a big, something does actually happen. So I'm going to regret saying it or wording it the way I did. I hope you guys at least understand what I was trying to get at and what I meant. But I think that's so awesome. And I'm so thrilled the way that this kind of all unfolded. Being able to see all those people who we've been able to see build up, the importance that school has basically had, how difficult it was for him prior, right? the start of a lot of the things that have actually happened, and how all of that has kind of resulted in him going back and going now here in this world, and all that's changed entirely. It's completely different, completely on the other side, which is awesome. But having all these people that we've seen impact him in some sort of way, come into his home and be thankful for him, or congratulate him on these things, and having all of them kind of interact and be together, is really cool, and I'm really happy about that. And I love that everybody having their own unique way of kind of thanking him and trying to help him, or congratulating him on these things. It was awesome. I absolutely love that. The other big thing, the Alina and Sylphie thing. So family relation that we have there. I'm left confused on some stuff, and I think that's just a lack of my understanding or remembrance to what we're really getting at, and maybe it's just me not comprehending properly. So please explain, but I'll explain what I believe kind of went down, and what I believe a lot of the interactions and stuff kind of were related to there. So Alina Lee's breaking down, of course, comes from this being basically her granddaughter or great-granddaughter, or whatever kind of way that you want it to be, allowing a reveal to showcase that she is plenty older than her appearance. I mean, it makes sense being an elf and all, but not something I think I was ever really expecting. I just assumed she was like 30 or something, and she just loved kind of sleeping around and doing all this stuff. I mean, due to curse and all that, of course, it has to end up happening. But I don't think I ever really expected her to be probably as old as she actually is. And that adds a whole bunch of backstory and things that we can kind of get into regarding her. Having a relation here to Sylphie, it definitely develops her plenty too, letting you see that there's so much more behind her, right? Her wanting to kind of isolate herself and remove herself from her family and all of this stuff, and not hurt these people around her and everything, and kind of hiding herself and not wanting to ever reveal who she actually is to these people that she's close to, and all that, I think is such a difficult standpoint for her to kind of, like, a difficult thing for her to kind of stand on and take here and act on. It's not easy to disassociate yourself from everybody who could be important or close to you in those moments. So I think that's kind of insane. I mean, it wasn't very focused, but it was hinted at enough with the pendant. I mean, being an elf, similarities and stuff. I could probably go back. I think it was episode 4, I'm gonna say, of this season. We had our first encounter with her, and we had the discussion, and a lot of those connections and things were kind of made and probably even proposed by me, I'd assume. I'd have to go back and listen to the discussion, which I'm not going to, but I'm assuming like we could have at least saw some sort of family thing or some sort of connection in some sort of way. There's a lot of things that kind of line up between the two that would make plenty of sense. So having this reveal, I mean, I assume can come as a shock, but at the same time, it's not like the biggest thing. I think the biggest shock more so comes from the viewer's point of view, that she's much older than I think that she definitely leads on here. So once again, the breaking down of her and why that all happens, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like she can't believe the things that she's seeing. I mean, she's reassuring and stuff that she's like kind of cut ties and they're good people and they're not like kind of like her or like in her situation. It was just her kind of trying to reassure him that it's okay and she's not cursed and all this, or what that was. Like, I actually don't know. You know, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. I'm probably going to need you guys to tell me. But I wasn't really grasping onto that scene entirely. But the really big thing also that comes out of this is Sylphie having family that's alive here, right? Thinking that she completely lost it all, being thrown away into like this unfamiliar place entirely, and then having to create like her relationships and everything with Ariel over time, and then being able to now meet Rudy and regain some of the things before, and not being able to see her parents or any of that stuff, or like confirm their status of being alive or dead or anything. So this is a huge thing now, being able to know you do have family alive. You have these people that are close to you, or can be close to you. You can constantly grow a relationship possibly with each other. It's definitely a big thing for her, a big reveal and shocker that would come for her, which I think is really cool. And I actually love to see that. I like working this out, figuring out who you want to invite and stuff, getting like little moments between the two here. Cute moments, definitely. We go shopping together. We gotta get some new clothes for the boy. These outfits are fucking horrendous. I can't believe that. Thankfully, she's got some good taste and chooses something. Using Luke's name here to be able to get some money off is awesome. Somebody that you don't really get too along with at all, but being able to use it. I mean, Sylphie does, so I guess it works out there, but I really like that. Us in the bath. I think the bath's pretty sick. I like this. I think that's pretty awesome. But cute moment basically between the two, and Buddy just can't hold it in at all. and immediately has to just throw her upstairs and get busy, which everyone shows up here. So I don't know if they said it and I just completely missed it, but I remember him saying he invited people, and I think he even said that he invited his family or he reached out, but they probably wouldn't come there because they're too far, and maybe he didn't reach out and invite them. Maybe I misread that and they actually weren't asked to come because he was just like, oh, they're going to be too far to do it. But I thought I read it as he did invite them, and I guess they just didn't come because it likely is too far, and by the time they actually received it and everything, like all that stuff wouldn't end up happening. So I mean, makes plenty of sense why that would end up being the case, but correct me if I'm wrong on that by misremembrance. I'll see it again when I edit anyways. Glimpses of everybody who kind of came and showed up. Our boy showing up late, I think it's fucking awesome. Him helping us out too, with Rudy struggling to kind of get the words that he wants to convey outwards, and him just being like, dude, just, you love her and you want everybody to know that, and you want them all just to kind of appreciate and accept that. Like, it's letting him, helping him out, you know, being somebody that's there for him, I think is awesome. Kind of reaching an agreement here with Luke too, everybody being on good terms, congratulating him, and it's awesome to see all these characters mixed in together and having a good time, and all kind of just congratulating him in their own ways as well. The prayers coming from Cliff here. I mean, Nanahoshi being so simplistic in the way that she approaches it. I also love him making the food, or like about her own world for Nanahoshi, like from their own world, actually things that she can kind of get back to and be excited about. Something that's pretty great. I mean, reference back to her complaining about the food sucking and everything. At this moment, Alina Lays breaks down. Of course, being able to see this family member, somebody that she probably is so happy and cares for, be so happy in this moment, and actually tie the knot at this point is like such a big deal for her. So I mean, of course, I definitely understand her reasons for doing that. Like I said, once again, though, I'm just her things that she was kind of explaining and everything to Rudy, I think is where I'm a little off on. A lot of us depart, and Alina at least needs to have a breather, and basically Sylphie goes to talk to her, and they have their little conversation. Ariel brings us outside, and they're like, all right, we got a fucking duel. This is the most roundabout way to kind of like almost send a warning and everything, and it's like almost like giving your blessing and like sending somebody off to somebody, like making us go so over the top and do this by having this duel with Luke. But it just seems like they were like, fuck it, we just want to throw some animation into this and just have a little action sequence. Pretty quick and easy. I mean, it makes plenty of sense. Look at the people that Rudy's fucking trained with before. Like, I assume this would happen. I mean, I'm not too surprised. And they're not fighting to the death or anything either. It's like the simple fight we had with like the single clash of just going back and forth between, or just in passing between Eris and the beast dude that we ended up having, right? Where they basically just had to like clash swords one time, and then he just like knew from there and they were good, right? Like it's pretty simple. Like just lay one strike and we're kind of good and we can understand it. And she basically explains how important somebody like Sylphie is. I mean, we've expressed that over and over, and we can see that to her and Luke, of course. And you don't want to just kind of give it off to somebody that you like feel like you've protected and given this person so much and they mean so much to you, and then all of a sudden you just lose that and all that like goes away because you're giving them to this piece of shit or something. Like it just, you got to be careful, of course. So they're verifying, you know, that he's there, he can protect if he needs to, he's strong, he does care, and they're like basically just reassuring and verifying all this for themselves. Family is connecting together here, and it's wonderful for us to see. I like this conversation with Cliff being Rudy thinking he's disillusioned by finding out about Elena Lisa's past and all of this, but instead it just kind of reaffirms the way that he actually feels, you know, the strength that it kind of goes through for her to actually be in that situation and put up with all these things, and how she's had to like isolate herself almost and remove herself due to a curse and all these problems, and it makes him almost feel for her even more, and how much he actually loves her, which is like very admirable for him to actually see, you know, doing something for the person that you love, or trying to give back to this person for the things that they basically can give you, and doing that. And Rudy almost sees that and he's like, fuck, like I gotta be like that for her, like for Sylphie, that is, you know, I gotta be back, I gotta be that person who kind of does it. Sylphie talks about the idea of wanting to grow her hair out, and then each of them say like really cute lines of kind of wanting to make sure that they can live up to those expectations almost, and like do something for that other person and give back, which I think is really, really cool. Awesome episode. I actually really thought that was fantastic. I hope you guys did as well. Once again, let me know about the OP and ED. Can I watch either of them? Should I watch either of them? Should we just skip? Should we be safe? What do we got to do? You know, just let me know. I'm assuming likely the ED is probably safe. The OP probably absolutely not, and I think it would probably just be for the better to skip it. But if you think I can do it, let me know, you know, and we can do it. I really don't like being spoiled on stuff, especially when you're just uncertain where the story's gonna go, you know. Like I don't know, we could instantly take a hard turn and just have something else happen, right? And if the OP is indicating of that due to like spoilers and the things that people are saying, right? And then all of a sudden in the OP you're in an entire different area the entire time. It's like, how did we get from point A to B, you know? And then you have to start like connecting the dots a little bit about things that happen. I don't want to have to go through that process. So like if that happens, that's like my assumption of almost what it would do. But it also could just be showcasing characters that kind of come involved, or maybe like a reintroduction of somebody like Eris or Roxy or something, and then they're in it, and then it's just like, okay, well, I wish like I didn't kind of know that, you know, like, and I wish that we skip over that. Or even if we see somebody like Orsted or something, it's like those are things like I almost wish that I don't know, and I wish that they'd kind of just come up at random points. But yeah, let me know. Once again, love the episode. Hopefully you guys did as well. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe. That you mean a lot to me. Leave any comments about this episode, this series, respond to some of the questions and things that I asked, please. I could really use it. I appreciate that. And I will be back definitely for the episode next week with episode 14. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.